Hi folks, my name is Rajiv and I'm going to tell you two very useful strategies that you can use for SAT Math. In fact, any problem on the SAT, you could use these two strategies. So just moving on to the first strategy. Numbers change signs when they go to the other side of the equal to sign. So that's captured in the strategy on to the right. Now the typical approach that we use in school is for a simple example like this. 2x plus 5 equals 11. To solve for x, you want to get rid of the plus 5. So what we do is we subtract minus 5 on the left side and do the same thing on the right side of the equal sign, right? So then we are left with 2x because plus 5 and minus 5 cancel off, and then 2x equals 11 minus 5, which is 6. Now this is a very simple example, but the strategy will apply to more complex examples as well. So the strategy really is that when a number like plus 5 moves to the other side of the equal sign, it just changes the sign. So plus 5 becomes a negative 5. That's all you need to do so that you are left with 2x on one side of the equal sign. So if you look here, this plus 5 moves to the right and becomes a minus 5. So you're left with 2x equals 11 minus 5, which is 6. So you see it's only one step and it's quick. Now I've chosen a simple example. I'll come to a more complex example further down. But this is the strategy that one should use on the SAT to save time and quickly move along. So if you look at the second example, example B, again a very simple example, minus 3y minus 11 equals 8. So you want to keep y on the left side and get rid of the minus 11. So you add plus 11 on this side and you do the same on this side of the equal sign. So you're left with, so these two cancel off, you're left with minus 3y equals 19. Now, using the strategy, the minus 11, when it moves to the right side, becomes a plus 11. So you're left with minus 3y equals 8 plus 11 equals 19, right? So again, it's a simple one-step move. If you look at the third and last example of this type, you see, given as a plus b equals c plus d, and the question is, what is a minus c? So in the typical approach that we do in school, now we show our work, right? It's okay to show all the work in school, but on the SAT it's not needed. Plus, it's very time consuming. You use up more space and more time. Typically what we do is, in school, you want a minus c. So given this, you want to get rid of a plus b. So what we do is, we do a minus b on this side and have a minus b on this side as well. So then we are left with, these two cancel off. We are left with a equals c plus b minus b. And then we need a minus c. So we add a minus c on this side of the equal sign. And on the right hand side, we add the same thing, which is minus c. So then we are left with a minus c equals, the plus c and the minus c cancel off. We are left with b minus b, right? So that's a long series of steps. And this is just for a simple example like this. If it's more complex, you add the number of steps. So if you go to our strategy, again, this is given, a plus b equals c plus d. It's a one-step solution. So you see a here and you see c here. You need a minus c. You want to move c to the left-hand side. When you do that, the plus c becomes a minus c, and we need to know a minus c equals, so the b has to move on to the other side. So when you move plus b to the right hand side, plus b becomes a minus b, and you already have d on the right side. So you go from this equation to a minus c equals d minus b, which is the same as here, but here you went through a long series of steps. So that's it. That's a very simple way to solve these kind of questions or equations which you will encounter in any SAT problem. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the second strategy, which is that numbers go from numerator to denominator when they go to the other side of the equal sign. So I'll explain what this means. So again, I'll pick a very simple example. Say x over 5 equals 3 divided by 10. So typically what we do in school is we want to solve for x. So we want to get rid of 5. And the way we do that is, since 5 is in the denominator, we multiply the whole thing by 5. And what we do on the left hand side of the equal sign, we do on the right side as well. So you multiply by 5 to 3 over 10. So 5 and 5 cancel off, so we are left with x equals 5 times 3 over 10, which is 3 over 2. Right? Again, this is a simple example. Now, the strategy is that you want to solve for x. So you want to get rid of anything else which is on the left hand side where x is. So when you move 5 to the right hand side, since 5 is in the denominator, when it goes on the other side of the equal sign, it moves to the numerator, it moves up. So you're left with x equals 3 times 5 over 10, which is what I'm showing here. This was the question. You need to solve for x. 5 just moves up and you get your answer. Okay, so let's look at a second example, which is slightly more complicated. So given this equation, a over d equals c times d over e, and the question is, what is c in terms of the other variables, in terms of a, b, e, and d? So in a typical approach, what we would do is just rewriting this equation cd over e equals ab, a over b, to have c on the left side. Now, to solve for c, we want to get rid of d and e. So we first get rid of d by dividing this left side by d, and doing the same thing, dividing it by d on the right side. Right? That's typically what we do as the first step. Now d and d cancel off, so we are left with c over e equals a over db. And then we want to get rid of e. So since e is in the denominator, we multiply this by e, multiply this by e. This is what we get, right? So from here, we cross off the e's. We are left with c equals a times e over db. That's a long solution, right? Look at the number of steps. Again, it's okay for schoolwork, but we want to save time on the SAT. So again, the strategy is that when you move a number from the numerator onto the other side of the equal sign, it just simply moves to the denominator. So d will move down and e moves up into the numerator. So you're left with c equals a times e divided by b times d, right? So that's what's written here. So really you go from the question to the answer in a single step, and that's how you need to think and solve on the SAT to save time, not go through these series of steps and there's no need to write all these out. Okay, so these were the two main strategies that I wanted to discuss today. And let me just show you, there are other resources that you will find useful. Just go to my website, aspire-testprep.com. I'll just go to that website here and just show you. If you click on our SAT products on the top of the page, this is the page. There is a free PDF that you can download by clicking this button, and what it has is our solutions based on the strategies, but also they are much more shorter and easier than the solutions that College Board has published in their 2016 new SAT guide. So there are like 7 example solutions that you can download for free that compares our short and easy solutions. So if you find that useful, you can click on these, which are full practice test number 1 solutions for test number 1 all the way to 4. These are only $4.99, but you will definitely find these useful. These are short, easy, and it uses our strategies. Okay, and then you can just add to cart and view cart and check out. So it's very simple. So I hope you like this video tutorial on the top 2 strategies for math, and you can also get a free PDF in which you can go through and download. Alright, so that's it for now. I'll be posting more videos on YouTube talking about other strategies. Thanks and good luck.